Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Let's talk about every game happened on December 15th, Monday. We only have 5 games. The first one is Detroit beating the Celtics 112-105. Another impressive win on the road. Kate Cunningham 32 points with 10 assists and 6 threes. Very good. Rest of the team, nobody played that well. Jalen Duren, somewhat quiet game with 4 fouls, but had 2 steals and 2 blocks. Tobias Harris, right, pretty quiet. Alsar Thompson played just 22. It's hard to hold on to Alsar Thompson, but I think in category leagues, he's just too good not to have. Goes 1 for 7. I know it's a horrible game, but if they play some bad teams, right, he could definitely go for 4 steals and 3 blocks. Duncan Robinson only played 25 because Jaden Ivey is getting more and more minutes now. I don't think Jaden Ivey should start. I feel like Duncan Robinson might fit with the starting lineup a little bit better because he's a better shooter. But Jaden Ivey can definitely come off the bench, depending on how they want to use him. But for now, we don't really need to roster Jaden Ivey yet. For the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, my goodness, 7 for 14 from the free throw line, played 40 minutes, 34 points. If you ignore the free throws, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal and 3 blocks is really good from him. Jerry White also popped up with 31 points and 5 threes. He's been, after this game, I think he's meeting people's expectations despite the slow start. However, Peyton Pritchard, another somewhat quiet game. He's a 94th ranked player. I don't think he's meeting. You probably drafted this guy top 50, 60, right? Right around there. He's not meeting our expectation or where he's getting drafted right now, 94th. And if anything, he should be ranked really high in category leagues. His best category right now is probably the turnovers. Yeah. It's the threes and the turnovers. Sure, you can buy low from him, but at the end of the day, he really give you points and, he give you decent assists as well. So a couple of things. He's still not shooting the ball that well and only getting 0.7 steals. Right? He can get you 1.1 steals. His rank's going to go a lot higher. If I can trade him a top 90 player and get Peyton Pritchard, yes. But I wouldn't overpay to really get him. Moving on to the next one. We have the Raptors. They beat the Heat. That's pretty impressive. 106 on the road. The Miami Heat, they've been playing fairly well this season. I mean, I guess so are the Raptors. They're racking up wins. Actually, the third team in the East. Brandon Ingram, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. That's pretty good. Hit 5 threes as well. Scotty bombs. Yeah, this is why we drafted Scotty. He had 5 fouls, 4 turnovers, yes, but 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Huge game. Pirtle played 29 minutes, 8 rebounds and a block is okay. And they started Ochai. Played 21 minutes, didn't really do anything. Because we have RJ Barrett out. And Emmanuel quickly. He just hasn't put. I guess he's the third option, and when RJ is around, he doesn't really get that high usage. Only 12 shots is okay. 15 points, 4 assists. I wish he could get more assists and maybe get to the line a little bit more because he's a great free throw shooter. For the Miami Heat, no Tyler Hero. Kawhi Ware, I think he's. Because in the past, they will start Kawhi Ware when Tyler Hero is out. But, I guess depending on the matchup. Kawhi Ware played 20 minutes. However, he still had 13 rebounds and 2 blocks. Right? You're just not going to find this type of player on the waiver wire. I know he's inconsistent, but depending on who else is on your waiver wire, I think you probably just better off holding on to him. And also depend on the rest of your team, how good they are. If you're very top heavy, definitely have Kawhi Ware. But, if you have a super stacked team, you just want to stream that spot, sure. But yeah, the minutes is just too low right now. But all it takes is just one injury. He could be a top 30, 40 player. Norman Powell, 20 points, not the best game from the, but he still got 20 points. Devin Mitchell, he just find a way to get minutes. Two threes, two steals, and four assists. I think he needs to be rostered. And Ben Adebayo, 20 points and 10 rebounds, but not much else. And Andrew Wiggins hit two threes. Andrew Wiggins had a good game with two steals and three blocks. But he's just very inconsistent from game to game because he doesn't really get that many shots. Moving on to the next one. Well, this is a high-scoring game, and the Jazz beat the Mavs 133. This game went to overtime as well. And we know AD versus this Jazz team, Flag, more often than not, he's going to have a big game. Missed 5 free throws, otherwise, who knows, he would have 45 points. And he's apparently the youngest player to ever score 40. So he's just super young. Got a lot of years left. 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal and 2 blocks. I guess this is why people love drafting him in the third round. This is obviously a good game. Ceiling is super high, especially with AD out. Right, it's basically everything's going through him. 27 shots. PJ took 20 shots to get to 25. 13 rebounds. That's also pretty good. Najee Marshall continues to remain solid, like 15 points, but not much else. And Ryan Nembhard, big game with 11 assists. Yeah, he needs to be rostered as well. For threes, for now, it looks like he has a starting job. Right, short term, who knows what's going to happen next week. And Kyrie, I don't think he's really close to return at this point of time. So he could have decent value for a couple months. And Daniel Gafford also, did he also get hurt? Played just 13 minutes here. Oh, he has some foul trouble as well. And Dwight Powell played 23 minutes. Max Christie now is coming off the bench 20 minutes. I think we could still hold on to him. Pretty good 3-and-D guy, I think, and super efficient. For the Jazz, okay. Keontae George, huge game, amazing. He's been doing this all year. One of the biggest surprise. Lauri Markkanen also, right? My goodness. I would say probably Keontae George is the biggest surprise. Lauri Markkanen, we know how good he could be, but he's also playing very, very well this year. But this game, one game doesn't mean much. But he, against tougher defensives, he still struggled. But Lauri Markkanen is a 14th ranked player this year. I would definitely try to sell him just because he's on the Jazz. If I can get Austin Reeves or James Harden or Kate Cunningham, I would not think twice. If anything, I'll probably trade 2 for 1 to try to get these players. But this game, 16 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals and blocks, pretty ridiculous. Keontae George too. And how about Filipowski? We should also pick him up at this point. 25 points here with 2 threes. He's not going to do this every game. But Yusuf Nurkic, I think he's being out. At some point, they should not be playing Yusuf Nurkic and give the minutes to Filipowski. He's kind of like a Kelly Olynyk type of player, right? Can do everything and super valuable in category leagues. If he can just if he can improve his efficiency. Isaiah Collier also played 31 minutes. Most nights he's not going to get this minutes. 8 assists, 2 steals. He's an assist streamer. Also, because Beatty got fouled out in 24 minutes. Moving on to the next game, we have the Rockets. This is a big heavyweight fight. Rockets, they lost to Denver in overtime as well, 125-128. Emperor Şengün, 33 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. What a game from him. 2 steals and a block. Great. And hit his free throws. Good efficiency as well. Because, Jokic really, the first 3.5 quarters, he doesn't really put a lot of effort in defense. He can't because he cannot afford to be in foul trouble. So that's why I feel like a lot of times, a lot of teams, their game plan should be attacking Jokic in first quarter, especially if you're a center, right? Knows how to draw fouls against him. Right? Get him in foul trouble. The whole Denver team is cooked. If he pick up 2 fouls in first 6 minutes, yeah, that's gonna really disrupt the whole Denver team. I feel like not enough team is doing that. Maybe they are. Amen Thompson, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. It's good. It's really good, but not for a second-round player. 43 minutes, high minutes, just not a lot of defensive stats, at least this game. KD had a huge 1 steal and 5 blocks. He hasn't had a game like this in a while. 5 blocks is huge. 25 points. Of course, he's going to do the scoring very efficiently. It's about the peripheral stats. 7 assists here is also pretty, it's also looking up. Reed Shepard came off the bench, struggled here, but still he's a +5 actually, despite shooting the ball pretty badly. Still need to be rostered. I know the minutes are up and down, but Um, yeah, I think he still needs to be rostered. For the Denver Nuggets, Peyton Watson played just 6 minutes. He left the game. So now maybe we should go with Spencer Jones, right? If you want to roster him for some defensive stats. He had 2 steals and 3 blocks, just a 3-and-D guy with 2 threes. He's gonna get a lot of minutes, and playing next to Jokic, you're gonna get some high quality shots. Cameron Johnson only 9 shot attempts, 13 points is okay. Jamal Murray popped off, and as a matter of fact, Jamal Murray is the 13th ranked player. I haven't really talked about him a lot, but he's having a great season. 25 points, 7 assists, right? Getting those defensive stats as well. 1 point, just 1.1, but shooting 50% and 90% from the field and from the free throw line. He's been amazing this year. He's really got to prove himself this year. I know he's been hurt in the past, not fully healthy. Maybe this year he is. But, save some for the playoffs. For Denver, it's really about the playoffs. Can they beat OKC? All right, move on to the last game of the night. Speaking of the playoffs, the Clippers, every day, they are getting further and further back. Grizzlies, do they even need... Well, they got John Morant back, but do they even need John Morant? He's a -80, he's 21 minutes. How about, oh my goodness, look at the bench guys. Ken Spencer, he's a plus 29. Jock Landale, he's a plus 29. Cam Spencer, I think, needs to be rostered. Not every game he's going to get 30 minutes, no way, but he should be getting 25 minutes. And just how the way he's shooting right now, we got to pick him up. Hit 7 threes, 27 points. Santi Aldama started. I think in the short term he's going to have pretty good value, but he had a pretty bad game here because Zach Edey, he's out multiple weeks. Jaren Jackson Jr. 31 points. And finally getting the defensive stats because Zach Edey is out. He get to play center a lot of the times. He get to be in the paint. Great. We've been waiting this for a while. 7 stocks. Yeah, I mean, just the whole Grizzlies team playing well, other than Ja Morant. And what are you going to do with him, For the Clippers, you cannot drop him, right? And I don't know, like, if you could try to buy low on Ja, what would you trade? Would you trade a top 60 player? I would not. Throw him a top 80, 90 player. No one is trading you that. For the Clippers, James Harden, not the best game. I'm really worried about Harden and Kawhi. I know Kawhi's going to miss games regardless, but Harden, right? If the Clippers are competitive, they will play him every game. But now, if they're out of the playoffs, maybe they find a BS excuse just not to play him. We don't know. Clippers has always been good, so I don't know what's going to happen. But, they're not going to play Kawhi. I know that. It depends, actually. Depends if Kawhi wants to play. If he wants to play, he will play. But, it's not looking good for the team. Zubac had 13 rebounds and a block. Also not looking good for Zubac as well. Although, he's fairly healthy and durable. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.